Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your girl V, and I am your favorite podcast host of LoveVeeTalks. Before we get started, you already know, please do not forget to follow your girl on Instagram and TikTok at LoveVeeTalks. And if you are interested in being a guest on my show, hit me up, email me, loveveetalks@gmail.com. So today we have episode 3, okay? And I have a very special friend here, and I want her to introduce herself so y'all can know what she does.
Hi everyone, my name is Kiki. I am the owner of a clothing brand called The Big Boss Experience. And what else you want to know about me?
Okay, and then I know you have a few more titles.
Oh, yes, I have a clothing brand. I also am an event host of vision boards. Every year I do a vision board event. And now I am becoming and in the process of being an influencer on Instagram.
You're missing one more thing.
What am I missing about me?
Girl.
Oh, my journal, the most important thing.
Right, like, what is wrong with you?
The most important thing, I created a journal for everyone to interact with God, build a relationship with Him. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes praying is like, it may seem like a hard thing, but for me, I write everything down, no filter. And yeah, my journal is called God Can I Be Honest, where I just tell God anything that I want. And whenever I hear from Him, that's when I write it down. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, you missing a few titles there. You was a little too short, but it's all good. Okay. So tell them where they can find your journal and also how they can support your brand.
Yes, so you can follow me on everything at Instagram and TikTok at The Big Boss Experience. You can find my journal and my clothing brand at thebigbossexperience.com. And then if you want to follow me personally, just to know who Kiki is, you can follow me at Keeshamone, that's KeeShamone on TikTok.
Okay, we got that out the way. So I think that today is really important for us because, you know, our conversations, like we always talk about like, oh my God, we should have recorded that. Mm-hmm. We always have really good conversations about God, our friendship, just things that we go through. So I know what your brand is, but I want you to kind of explain like what your brand represents and like how does it represent you?
Yeah, so I came up at first. I started off with a clothing boutique, and it was no meaning behind that. It was I like fashion, da 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 da. But then God was like, okay, you getting somewhere, but that ain't where I want you. Mm-hmm. So I came up. I don't even know how I came up with the Big Boss Experience. What is the Big Boss Experience? It is now a unisex clothing brand meant to boost your confidence and understand that everything that you go through will not defeat you and that you are undefeated. And if we are made in God's image, then we are also undefeated, period, on the leg.
Down,
and on the chest. I don't know if y'all can see this, but on the chest as well. So honestly, it just was a confidence booster. And I feel like who don't want to walk around undefeated on their chest?
Exactly. Period.
Every time.
Right. So when we first met, we met 4 years ago?
2018. The beginning of 2018, I remember.
So I remember when we went on our first friend date, and I remember you...
7 years ago.
7?
It's 24. 7 years, 2018. Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Okay, so when we first met, and by the way, we actually met off Facebook. Mm-hmm. We talked for a while, and then we went on our first friend date, and I remember you had your clothing brand, but it wasn't like undefeated. It wasn't the Big Boss Experience. Mm-hmm. Okay, so your drive for your brand was, I really like fashion, I really like clothing, and that's what you... Okay, and you didn't feel like that was like necessarily the right direction that God wanted you to be in?
No, because like when you're doing business and as you start to research more of like what business is, you realize that a lot of them talk about the meaning behind your brand. What does the brand mean? Because people like to buy off of feelings and not off of, oh, that's cute, let me buy it.
Right.
Because they got to trust you. And then it just didn't feel right. So like it just wasn't... Yes, I sold clothes here and there, but it wasn't something that I was like, okay, let me be not even passionate about, because I feel like you can be passionate about something and still not have that drive. But I'm all about things with meaning. What does this mean? Why are you doing this? And I couldn't figure that out. I couldn't figure out why I was doing Body by Keeks, because I'm like, it sounds good and it got your name in it, but what does that mean to others?
Right. So what was like the driving force of you actually putting a meaning behind your brand?
Prayer. Prayer and understanding where I want it to go. And if it didn't have a meaning behind it, I feel like anybody out there, if you are doing things that does not have a meaning, if you don't understand the why behind it, how are you going to get others to understand the why behind it? So that's honestly where it came from. If you can't say, if I can't come to you and say, what does your brand mean? And you're going to be like, girl, I don't know. That ain't going to make me want to buy from you, simply because, thank you. Simply because, okay, why would I shop with you instead of this other brand that I know that's going to get my orders, or that's going to ship my orders?
Right.
So that's where that came from.
Okay. So what was probably the hardest thing to, like, when you started your brand, what was the hardest thing to do or like figure out on your own?
Believe that it was going to work. That was it. Because I feel like you kind of said this off screen. You don't know what's going to happen until you start to do it. And that was never the issue for me. It was believing that if this is actually going to work. It's getting past the imposter syndrome of, why would y'all want to shop for me? Why would y'all want to do it for me? It's getting past that part and just believing that it'll work. And honestly, that's where the Big Boss experience came from, was me not feeling good enough to do something out there. And then I had to realize, you are a child of the Most High God. What is you doing? Right. You are undefeated. I've been through, I won't say a lot of things, but I've been through enough things to build me to who I am today. And so I realized, girl, if you can overcome that, you can overcome anything.
Yeah. Amen. I'm here for it. So as far as your friends and your family being supportive in your journey, or, you know, just your brand and moving forward, how did they support you, or did they support you at all? And what did that look like?
In the beginning, my mama hate when I tell this story, but it is part. It is part of the story. I just moved back from Atlanta, and
I forgot you were in Atlanta.
Yeah,
but you weren't there long.
No, it was terrible.
Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that story.
It was terrible. Not saying living in Atlanta,
right,
but how I moved and why I moved, and then getting down there, that experience was not a good experience. So I moved from Atlanta, and so I'm like, okay, let me move back to Dallas. And so I moved with my mom, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a business. I don't want to work for nobody, da-da-da. And so when I moved back, I had bought my laptop, and I remember her saying, shouldn't you be looking for a place to stay? And so instead of buying a laptop, and she didn't say it out of a sense of, you need to get out of my house, but that's how I took it. Because my mama loved me. Every time, I love you, mama. And she not that mama that'll be like, you got to get out the house. But it was meant for her to say that, because I was getting comfortable with living with her and everything else. So when I bought my laptop, I would say my family wasn't supportive until I showed them that it worked. But I didn't look for support from them or my friends. I honestly didn't. It was like, if this gonna work, this gonna have to work, regardless of if my family support me or if my friends support me. Because I do a lot of research, that was the most common thing that I kept looking up, is that don't expect for your friends and family to support you. Yeah. So I already went in it with the mindset of not looking for support. Now, eventually, yes, they did. And it was I want this. And now my friends know, no, you can't get no jogger set for free, because or you can't get it for a discount unless I'm running a sale. So
that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Buy
so
like everybody else.
Right. And so now they do support me, but I'm more so of, I love that and I appreciate that, but I'm also looking at the strangers, because I need to really figure out why they like shopping with me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad that you mentioned about, like, you weren't really expecting your friends and your family to support you, because like when I first started my podcast, I kind of was disappointed that people weren't supporting me like I thought that they would. But then over time, it was like, well, this is my vision anyway, so it's really not anything for them to understand, and they don't have to do anything. I think honestly, and you can piggyback off of this if you want to, like I had an issue with, like if you don't want to help me, cool. This is my baby. This is my baby. This is what I want to do. But I think my issue sometimes is when people don't want to help, or they don't, help you get to where you need to go, but then they also want to like benefit from you, which I feel is, I don't know, I struggle with that. Like when people ask me for stuff for free or my help, and I'm just like, girl, where were you? I don't know.
I think, so it's understanding for one who asks. So you said that they don't want to help you. I think for one, what we have to understand is that not everybody, sometimes we don't require help. We just feel like we want it.
Yeah.
So I don't need help. I just feel like you would be the one to help me because we rock like this. And it's like, no, if for one, it's probably because they can't help you. They don't know how to help you. In a sense of, let's just say, you and I have conversations all the time, and we always give each other advice back and forth, back and forth. There are times where I can't help you. And I think you realize that, but that doesn't mean it's coming from a place of, I don't want to help you. It's just that I can't help you. Would it be best if people articulate that? Probably so. But then also it's like you can't expect for people to just outright say, I can't help you. Because who want to say, I can't help you?
Right. Nobody want to say that, especially if they care about you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so in a sense of like, it's just about standing your ground. At the end of the day, business is business.
Yeah.
And I love you. And if you love me enough as a friend, you would understand that I'm not doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for fun. And I just brush that to the side. I don't let that get to me.
Yeah.
I can't, because if I let that get to me, just imagine when I do become a multi-million-dollar company, now I'm going to have to deal with employees doing this, employees doing that. And if my homegirl next to me not supporting me bothers me, I got a whole nother thing coming for me.
Yeah.
You honestly have to look at the bigger picture of your vision. God gave you the vision, not you and your homegirl, not you and your spouse. He gave you the vision. And if people don't see it, that is great, because if they see it, that means it ain't big enough.
I love that. I love that so much.
That's literally how I look at it.
Yeah. Well, friend, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that I'm still working on my maturity level, because I ain't gonna hold you.
That girl said I can get petty real quick.
No, for real, because okay, like I can understand if you're not in a position to help me or support me or whatever, but like like with my first event that I hosted, oh my God, I learned so much doing it. It was so stressful. It was a lot, and then to put in all that work. Yes, thank you. I really felt like I got a lot out of it, and I think like the feedback that I got afterwards, a lot of people got something from it too. So I'm really thankful for that. I think putting in all that work, and then people, oh, that's great, you're hosting an event, give me a ticket. And it's like, what you mean give you a ticket? Remember when I needed blah, blah, blah. I be trying not to go there.
So in other words, my friend is still healing.
I ain't gonna lie, like I'm still working on that about me. Like I really need to work on that. I've gotten better.
Well, that's good. Don't try to rush into it, because you're gonna appreciate it more when you do stand your ground. Like, people, like when I said my friends don't come to me asking for nothing free, my sister might try it and say, well, I'm gonna say, and literally, no.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
That's a full sentence.
No.
A hard no.
Because she was like, and I love my sister, and we joke around like this all the time, but she was just like, please, I'll promote it for you. No, ma'am. I'll buy it. Okay, if you buy it, then you ain't got to ask me to promote.
Right.
What it is you want a discount, and no, because I didn't do half the work. So you can't get half the price unless I'm running the sale.
I just feel like if it don't come from that person, like they offering it, that's something that they want to do. I don't know. It's just, asking for it. It's like, no, I'm not running the sale. I'm not doing that.
I think we will learn, and I'm saying we because there is aspects where I don't say no. Like, not in business, no, but in another part of my life where I'm like, I'm not comfortable with saying no here. Or in the sense of asking for more money at my 9 to 5. And it's like, girl, if you don't go in there and ask, it's literally, you have to know who you are and your vision, and if you allow them to run over you once, they're going to continue to do it, because anything that it's like a pattern. They start to look at your track record. Well, she let me do it this time, so she'll just tell her this and she'll let you do it. At some point, we got to get past that bit, considering people's feelings in the sense of business wise, and say no.
Yeah.
No, you
and that's really
look, hit him with the no, you okay.
You good? Nah, for real. I mean, I think I've actually learned that from you, like how to say no. Because I think we had that talk. I think we had went to a networking event, and I was telling you about how sometimes I just really struggle with just saying no. Like, because sometimes I feel obligated, either out of guilt or feeling like maybe like from my past, maybe I didn't do right by somebody, and I feel like, oh, well, I owe them. And so despite how I feel, I just feel like, oh, I have to because I'm obligated. But you like, girl, no is a complete sentence. Like, you don't have to do anything. I mean, if you're not being fair to yourself. Or you have to give them
an explanation as to why you're saying no.
Yeah.
My no is my no. And if you don't understand that, I'm sorry. I love you, but no.
Yeah.
And that's literally it. And then if you feel some type of way with that, baby, that's on you. I can't control how you feel. I'm so in the face of, I am not in control of your feelings. You are. And I've learned that the hard way, literally last year. With this guy I was dealing with. I'm not in control of your feelings. Can't stand you. But he was that was the truth.
Yeah.
Is that nobody is in control of your feelings. So my answer is not going to dictate your feelings. You should be able to be emotionally stable and to understand whatever it is that's going on.
Yeah.
Got to get past that.
Yeah.
You will, though.
One day at a time.
Because next thing you're going to be throwing out no's like they dollars.
You get to know.
Like Oprah. Absolutely.
Okay, so I've been saying no in a roundabout way, and that's been working for me. In some situations, I can't just flat out just say no, but I'm still working on that sometimes where it's like, well, I maybe not right now, but I don't know. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get
there. It depends on who it is. I don't want you to get stuck on that part, though, because in business, you're going to get a lot more people to tell you no. So if you get stuck on telling somebody else no, then if it's like, how I look at it is, you can't get stuck on this step.
Yeah.
It's like, I know what to do. I just got to do it.
Yeah.
It's like starting a business. You can't get stuck on, I know how to start a podcast. I just don't want to do it. Because that's what it's like whenever you are, I'm not going to say scared. Whenever you are not confident with telling somebody no, you're stuck on that step. And you're not even moving. You're proceeding. You're stopping growth from you. And every time, that's how you got to look at it. And you can be like, no, thank you. Or not this time. Even if it's you don't mind it, but just not this time.
Yeah.
Not this time, no.
Okay.
That's literally it.
Okay. I'm taking notes. Okay. So what is one piece of advice that somebody gave you that was really monumental in like your personal life and in business?
Run up a bag, leave these niggas alone. No, I'm kidding. Nobody ever told me that, like, ever, but
I was not expecting it. I was not expecting it.
No, seriously, nobody ever told me that. Honestly, it's to put God first.
Yeah.
Include God in everything that you do. And I just started to do that. Like, once I created that journal, I just started to, even when you asked me for this podcast, and I was like, this is my friend, but God, is this what you wanted me to do? Like, something simple like that, literally including God in everything. Mm-hmm. Because if he's not included anything you do outside of his will, you're going to have to continue to do outside of his will to continue it. And everything that seems good doesn't come from God. And so my discernment level is very strong. Very, very much strong. I can tell somebody, not even tell somebody, but like I can look at somebody and be like, I don't like them. And it's not even a person, but it's their spirit. It's something within their spirit that I don't like. And that's to put God first. And everything that you do, to answer your question.
Right. No, I mean,
still run up a bad, leave these niggas alone. I still stand by
that. Oh my God. Well, a lot of people, I mean, that do be their downfall, who they dealing with. So, absolutely. I mean, you're not lying. I mean, people do great, and then you see the reason why they didn't, succeed in what they were doing. It's like, okay. Yeah. It's not that you couldn't do it. It's because what you had going on.
Exactly. And then a lot of things God won't allow with the people that are around you. Like, not everybody is supposed to be up. I lost a best friend of 17 years. And the reasoning behind it was, to me, it wasn't worth it. But it was like, okay, God, you make no mistakes. Everything happens for a reason. I don't believe in coincidence. It is what it is.
Yeah. I was about to say, I mean, yeah, I'm glad you said it. I mean, he did that for a reason. And I know you talk to him every day and you like, okay, listen, keep me around people that have my best interests, protect me. And he did just that. It don't have to be no dramatic fallout. It could they could just wake up one day and realize, and literally that was God pushing them to where they need to go.
And the crazy part is for it to be that, for me, I can only speak for me, for that situation to be that simple.
Yeah.
It was like, God, this is what you wanted. Mm-hmm. This is literally what you wanted. Because I do. Like you said, you have a hard time saying no. I have a hard time letting people go.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I see so much in you. I see this. I see that. And now I no longer date the potential. So that is, but even with friendship, I have a hard time, letting people go. And I'll be like, because I hold on to what we had, and I'm so accustomed to what we had. It's like, dang, if that leave, I feel like a part of me is leaving, because I don't know how to give half of me to people. I do. I literally give all of me to people, and that's why I be effing up at. I ain't gonna lie, I do.
I don't think that's a mess up though. You should though. If that's how you are and who you are as a person, like you shouldn't have step nothing. To a certain
extent.
But what you mean?
Because it's like people, they look at you and they either, it's like, you know how you can, like, animals go and pray and they can sniff when your weakness. That's how I be feeling like people do when I just give them all to be. Now, in my relationships, I don't, but in friendships, this is me.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing less. I can't do nothing more. But even then, it's like, you can hold back a little bit. Like, you don't have to give your all. And not to my current friends, but to new and incoming friends. My discernment has gotten stronger because of that. Because it's hard for me to let people go. So God is like, okay, you won't let them go. Let me just give you some type of that intuition, ladies. That's discernment, and that's coming from God. Okay, that ain't no gut feeling. That is your gut feeling, but it's God telling you it's something off with them, and literally it always is. You might not know what it is until afterwards, but it's like, I knew I didn't like you. Like,
no, for real. No, seriously.
I knew it was something about you that I did not like.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. But that comes with being closer to God and literally asking him who is supposed to be around your life and in your life. Because I know for a fact last year that I've stopped a lot of blessings, and lessons have entered the chat for sure. It has entered the chat and said, okay, you can't receive this blessing until you let this go. So let me throw a couple of lessons. Now, I am so grateful for them lessons because it showed me who I really was.
Yeah.
From the outside perspective, like from their point of view, it's like, you thought you wasn't healed, and here you are. Got daddy issues.
Still learning.
So yeah, it's important to put God first and to pray. And I talk to him like he my homeboy. Now I don't be calling him like nigga and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I definitely be he over here looking like,
you know what you mean,
bro.
though.
But yeah, but yeah, you know what? I don't know about your God. My God is all right. But yeah, I literally talk to him like a homeboy. Like if I don't feel like listening to music, I'd be like, you know what, God, I'm feeling this way and I don't like it, so I need you to take this away. Or it's something about like literally. That's what I do.
Yeah. Just talk to him. I mean, he understand your language. He know what you're talking about. He know what's going on. So, yeah. I think what you said about like giving all of you like in friendships. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think the first time that I actually felt like I was a really good friend and I did my part was when I met you. Like I can honestly, and I'm being really honest. Look, because we always be crying.
We do.
We cry all the time.
Let me stop before we cry for real.
I feel like you were the first person, because I remember you always stood on business as far as like, if somebody say they're going to do something, you need to stand on it. Like if you say you going to do something with me or whatever as a friend, I expect you to do that thing. Now it's one thing if you can't and you communicate with me like, hey friend,
Right.
I can't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you having that expectation like really honestly had me reevaluating how I treated my friends. Because I don't think that I've ever really truly been like a quote unquote good friend. I don't think I've ever been a bad friend, but I would say I could do better.
Yeah.
And I knew I could.
Yeah.
And so for you to come into my life, it was like, okay, she don't play. When it comes to her birthday, it's no.
Because baby,
If I say dinner is at 7,
that is hilarious.
this girl do not play. Like when, if you say you gonna do something, she say, listen, I'm just going by what you said. You said you
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I do that because that's so funny. Because you know what? You are not the only friend who has told me that. And that's how I know, yeah, that's me. Because they not, everybody ain't lying now. But no, I like say what you mean and mean what you say when it comes to me. Because don't try to play. Because to me, when you do that, it's you playing in my face.
Yeah.
And now I got an issue with you.
You know better.
Because I see how you show up for your other friends. So show up for me that exact same way.
Yeah.
Regardless of, especially because I feel like I'm good with communicating. I'm not great with it, but I feel like I'm good with it. So in a sense of when you tell me to do something and you don't do it, and then I got to hit you up to remind you to do something, I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. And honestly, I feel like that came with me starting a business. Like, I feel like I gained that mentality as I started my business because I wear all the hats in my business. No help whatsoever. So that's how that mentality went into my personal lifestyle, as in, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. But don't play with me, because once you do this, once you're going to feel like you can do it again.
Yeah. Oh, Kiki, she don't care. I mean, you know,
yeah.
whatever. I mean,
she's
she
understanding.
Don't care. Who cares?
Baby, don't take this understanding for granted at all.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. So
I know. You gotta tell me nothing.
I had to get like that, and it's not me being rude. I don't feel like it's me being rude.
I don't think you be rude.
I just think it's me being stern.
Yeah.
Because I know how I would show up for you. I know how you would show up for me. I know how I would show up for this other person. I know how you would show up for your other friends. Let's reciprocate that energy. If I'm such a good friend or if I'm you're like a sister to me. You're like a best friend to me. My sister would never do that. My best friend would never do that, of my definition. So that's, child, stand on business.
I ain't gonna lie, Kiki. No, I can tell when somebody didn't stand on business with you. When I be like, Kiki, you okay? I'm like, all right, well. She be like, I'm all right. I'm just trying to figure it out. And then you walk away. I'd be like, oh, somebody must have did something.
Pissed me off to the max. No. Honestly, because it's not that hard to fall through. Mm-hmm. You just really choose not to.
I mean, it's really not.
You just
think about
choose
it.
not to.
Yeah.
And so, like, going back to when you say you know that you could do better, that's like, I'm all about accountability. So it's like, when you tell me you're gonna do something, even if it's not for me. When you say, Kiki, I'm gonna start this podcast. Okay, so what you waiting for? What's stopping you? Baby, if you don't prop that phone up and start and do a background and start recording something.
Right.
Like that, it doesn't have to be, I'm holding you accountable, because for me as a friend, I want to see you grow. I want to see you strive. And so when you tell me that, I now consider myself as a less of a friend if I don't hold my friend accountable.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what type of friend are you to sit and watch your friend fail? She said she was going to do this. He said he was going to do that. Regardless of who it's for, do that. And so that's probably why I do get that. But baby, your good friend is not determined by what you do for people. Yeah. So don't think that, because if anything, I could say a lot of people is a good friend, or they can say Kiki's a good person. I shouldn't be a good person determined about what I can do, but it's about my characteristics and how I handle situations. It shouldn't be V is a good person because she does X, Y, and Z for me, because every time we go out to eat, she pay for my food. No, that's not why you're a good friend. You're a good friend because of your characteristics, of how you treat people. You try to be understanding. You try to be a better person for you, but for the others around you as well. Mm-hmm. So it's not account for, dang, I could have did that for her to show her I'm a good friend. No, but honestly, when I knew you were like a legit friend, but once I knew you was a legit friend was it last year when we had our event, or a year before that? The second one we had.
The second one? Okay.
Yeah. And I forgot what that one was called.
I forgot too.
I don't remember. But we had that event, but in business, we was going through it. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, we still had no problems in our friendship. You still treated me the same. You still hit me up the same. We still called and checked on
Creating Millionaires?
It was Creating Millionaires for the Vision Board event, but the second one wasn't a vision board. It was Becoming Her, maybe?
I think so.
It might have been like Becoming Her.
Yeah. Something
like that. But in business, as a partnership, we were struggling. But when the
table was shooken.
It was shook, flipped over at this point. Like, it got to that point. But when we stopped talking about business, our friendship never shifted. Yeah. And that's when I was like, that's my dog. That's my dog. Hey. That's my dog. That's my dog. But no, literally, that's how I knew. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay. Because you don't really know a relationship until you're tested. Yeah. When you are tested is when you're like, okay, am I going to give up on this? Because I ain't going to lie, Kiki is quick to be like, I ain't got to deal with this. Goodbye.
I know.
I'm so serious. But I'm like, Kiki, you are never going to grow, girl, if you just try to give up and avoid confrontation. Because honestly, that's what it is. It's me avoiding it.
I don't like it either.
I ain't got to deal with this. Bye.
Yeah.
Somebody else will do it if you don't.
No, for real. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually, truthfully, we got past it. That, like, I honestly forgot about that. I think that, like, because we were trying to make business decisions together, and so that shouldn't affect our friendship, because I felt like nothing that we were talking about was anything that should have ended a friendship or a relationship. It was just, we just simply were not just seeing eye to eye on certain things, and that was literally okay. But if it was somebody else, it's like taking it personal, or now we throwing jabs, and it's like, ain't nobody got time for all that. It's not even that serious. Like, no, it is what it is.
No, because don't post nothing on Facebook about me and don't think I don't know it's about me.
Because at that point we done. No, for real, I don't like that.
Because you're not no real friend if you feel like you got to take your issues to Facebook. Like,
I don't like that either.
Don't do that.
I can't do it. Because especially, first of all, you have my number.
Absolutely.
You have my number. You could have called me. You could have talked to me. And now you want to hop online? Yeah. Even if my name ain't included on it, I know who you're talking about.
And then that's what makes it worse, because direct me. At me, please.
Please.
If you're going to be bold, I need you to stand out. I need you to be stand out.
Stand on it.
Do something different. at me if you feel like you got an issue with me.
No, I do not like that. We too at our big age to be doing something like that. Like, it's wild. It don't even make sense. It's pointless.
It is. That's crazy.
But that lets you know if somebody is a real friend or not. I mean, if you have an issue with me, cool, we can, because as a friendship, like, it's a real relationship. It's a real friendship. So, like, you cannot expect to always be on the same page. It just does not work like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I had to learn that because I was quick, with a particular friendship, baby. I was done. It was like, I've given you your warning. Warning comes before destruction, ma'am.
I said what I said.
Absolutely. I gave you several of warnings. 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
And then so she had to tell me, friendship is like a marriage in a sense, especially when it's been years. Why you so quick to give up on me? Because I'm so tired of repeating myself about the same thing.
She said she does. She said, I don't have time.
Play with somebody else. Just don't play with me. I'm sorry. You can't.
Yeah. I love that about you, though.
This ain't no open park.
Yeah. I love that. I love that about you. I think we bring a little balance. I think you're a little bit more stern than I am. Well, not that I think. I know that you're a lot more stern than I am.
And then, so, like, depending on, and then for those who are stern out there, don't allow people to think that that's your weak, or that that's you being mean. Because I won't tolerate it don't mean that I'm mean.
Yeah.
I'm just not up to tolerating for your BS.
And I see it.
And absolutely. Like, and I see it.
Yeah.
And so also, like, I do try to make sure that my stern does not come off as being mean, especially in a workplace, because I'm very stern up there. I'm the only woman that work up in that office. Yeah. You know how hectic that is? Like, I'll say something and then they'll look at another guy to confirm it. I said, don't come ask me the next time you need help. Now I'm being mean because now you disrespecting me. Because did you not trust what I said?
Yeah. So what you asked me for?
Don't let nobody take you being stern and that's just me being passionate about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I'm uncertain, my voice will start to shaking. You'll know. Then you can take advantage of me.
She said,
then you can take advantage of me, ma'am. But when I am confident, baby, it ain't nothing you can tell me. And I've gotten that because for a while I did not know who I was.
Yeah.
And once this is a message. Cause this is the scenery in my life right now. I created an ebook and it's called A Journey to Self-Worth. For a while, I did not know who I was. If you don't know who you are, look at God and say, God, show me how you see me. And I promise you, he will show you how he sees you.
Clear as day.
Clear as day. He will start giving you dreams. I don't know how he speaks to you. If you don't have no relationship with God, grab my journal and just start writing. You ain't even got to go to church to do all of this. I'm not gonna. You don't have a relationship. We ain't even about to take you that far yet. Grab my journal, just write to him and watch how he moves in your life. If you don't know who you are, because I was once that woman who did not know who I was, who had imposter syndrome, who didn't think I was good enough for anything. Pray to God and say, God, show me how you see me. Because he loves you unconditionally, mind you. So if he can love you through all your mess and your trials, baby, once you start to see that for yourself, you are undefeated. That's literally what that means. Period. On a leg. Again. Look, you have to know who you are.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes with setting boundaries. That's why I'm so stern about my nose. That's why I'm so confident about my decisions I make in anything in life. Is because God showed me who I was in his eyes. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. And once you talk to him, he answers pretty quickly. I mean, God, he'll give you an answer right away, honestly, from my experience.
Yeah.
I mean, the dreams, even after one prayer, like, I'll notice the way, like, because I love to on a regular basis talk to God about, okay, God, only bring people around me who have my best interests at heart, who I'm a blessing to, and you know, they can be a blessing to me, or we can bless, you know, each other.
Yeah.
And immediately you can see the shift in like some people's behavior, or like maybe the behavior was already there, but you talked to God, and now it's clear as day,
because
like
he
gave
took
you
that
such
blind,
that vision.
he took that veil off, and now you can see it as clear as day.
Yeah.
That's all that is. It's always been there.
Yeah.
Because people people won't show you the representative of them for a long time.
Yeah.
You know how you start a job in the first 30 days, you on time, okay, anything else?
That little honeymoon phase.
That little honeymoon phase. After that, they get real comfortable. They get real, but that's all God did, is he took that veil off of your eyes. Because now you're hungry for it.
Yeah.
You're hungry to see the real in people. You're hungry to see, your hunger for, I only want things that I add value to, and the things that add value to me. If it don't add value, why am I keeping you around?
Yeah. Amen.
That's literally it. Why am I keeping you around if you don't add value to me, or if I don't add value to you?
Yeah.
Because, baby, time is not on nobody's side at all. I woke up this morning and said, you should have woke up at 7. Now you rushing. Now you rushing. Now it's 11 o'clock and you still up in here with your hair not done.
Lord. Oh, my gosh. I think that, you know, having a relationship with God will definitely show you who you are. He's going to show you who you are as a person, who you want to become. And it won't take, to me, I mean, it don't even take that long. Because when you really, like, I'm talking about like a relationship, like relationship. I'm talking about like you wake up like, God, I'm so mad today. Like, ooh, like this ain't working for me. Like, tell me something. Yep. Not like that. Oh God, you know, however you pray to him, whatever, that's fine. But when you really talking to him and that answer pop up, that he like, oh, okay, I'm tripping.
I didn't mean to yell at you earlier. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to holler at you. That was a bit much. I was acting up.
Right. 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
Right. Because he'll show you.
Okay.
He said, oh, okay. Bet.
Baby, it was one day, I ain't even lying. I don't even know where this thunder came from, but it was nice and sunny outside, and God it looked like it wanted to rain, but then you know how the sun is out while it's still raining. Yeah. Baby, I said something to God, and that thunder started. I said, ooh, God forgive me.
Right, like, I'm sorry.
God forgive me.
Too far, I'm sorry.
I forgot. You in charge. I'm just the manager. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So how do you think that well, first of all, how do you see yourself in the next 4 to 5 years? Like, with you personally, and then, like, with your business?
In the next 4 to 5 years, I'll start with me personally, because I feel like that's going to determine where I am in the next 5 years. So me personally, I see myself being a lot more financially stable. And I'm not even going to say stable, like I'm unstable, because I'm not, but having more financial literacy and the knowledge of finances and where to put my money and how to invest my money. And I would say that's going to take me places simply because when, for instance, when business money do come in, it does not always need to go to inventory. Mm-hmm. You need to put it aside for taxes. You need to, like, it's a lot about business that I don't know that I'm learning in the process. So I don't even want to, like, put I wouldn't even
like
say
a
time frame on it. Simply because a lot can happen within a year. Yeah. And so if I'm wanting to hit a high 6 figures in the Big Boss experience, that does not have to be a whole 5 years for that. Facts. That can be next year. Yeah. It's whenever God want to do it. So I had created this journey. This hoodie is called Fall in Love with the Journey. And that kind of like stuck with me because it's like, okay, every time I'm trying to hurry up and rush and do something, God bring that hoodie back to me, or he'll remind me of, this is why you put this on here. Yeah. Stop putting time frames on me because I'm not on your time. So it's in the sense of to have a vision for something. Yes, I want the Big Boss experience to be my full-time job. In the sense of now I need help. Now I need to hire employees. Now I need to delegate my obligations and things that I need to do with people. So that's why I see my business It's me being full time, and it's taking care of my income along with my mother's.
I'm here for that.
Yep.
I can see that for you.
And I definitely feel like it don't take 5 years for that to happen.
It don't. People's lives change overnight.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And then the path that you're on, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you.
So you asked your host and your guest this, where do you see LoveVeeTalks?
I definitely want to be a public speaker. I want to be one of the headliners for Essence Fest. That's definitely one of my goals. I've always been kind of very shy, very reserved. And so I'm just now starting to get out there and, talk more and put myself out there more and build my confidence. So that's definitely a goal. I know I will be.
Of course.
That's something that, like, I've had very clear visions of that happening. It's crazy how when you talk to God, you tell him what you want to do.
You start to reveal so much.
Man, like, just even, it's this one dream that I always have, like me walking in and like all this love and support. And it's so like clear. It's clear as day. And I'm like, it's happening.
Yeah.
That's one of my main goals.
Yeah. But God would do that though. Like once you start to build a stronger relationship with him, he will start to remind you of your future before you even see it.
Yeah.
So that you won't even drift off. And you might not understand why you needed to see that vision right then and there. Or it could be a reminder you on the right path. Like, you're doing good. Because we need that reminder.
No,
we
for real.
We need that reminder.
Sometimes you just don't know.
You on the right path. Mm-hmm. So God will do that. I highly suggest for everybody to build a relationship with God. And let me clarify, Jesus Christ. Because your life will become a lot more simpler. Life is hard because we make it hard. Because not saying that it's going to be super easy and peaches and cream. They may have challenging times, but that does not make it hard.
Amen. Oh my God. That's crazy that you say that, friend, because I literally was recording a video this morning and I haven't dropped it yet, but it's just going to be a TikTok video. And one of the things that I said in it was life is a lot less complicated than what we make it out to be. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe that, especially when you have certain experiences, like just in life, you like, or like the things that you used to worry about. And it's like, that wasn't even that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
literally.
It's really not. And then, excuse me. And then another thing too is like, let's say you're going through a hard time. For me, and I'm still learning this, but there's really no point in worrying. Like if you have a relationship with God and your faith is strong, you like, you know what? I don't know what's happening right now. It's making me uneasy, but I know it's gonna work out.
Yep.
There's no point in stressing. There's no point in worrying.
You just give yourself a migraine because you want it at this point.
Migraine. No, literally. Yeah.
Literally, and that's truth because this time in my life has been a challenging time with like just business, family, all types of stuff. But it's like, Kiki, if you trust God so much like you say you do, why are you sitting here worrying? Either you trust him or you don't. There is no in between.
None.
And when I chose to trust him, so he had gave me a dream. Here's how I knew God was telling me I did not trust him. So my ex-best friend, I had a dream about her. Trust her with my whole life. She know everything about me. There's nothing that she did not know about me. So I had a dream. We were, what it kind of looked like in a wilderness. And it was dark. And she had her little flashlight on her phone. And she had it to where she can see. I couldn't see where we was going. But when she told me to turn right, I turned right. And she was like, don't step right there. I said, okay. And then when she was like, stay right here, I said, okay. I didn't question anything. I didn't say, well, why do I need to do this? Well, what's right there? What's right there? And when I woke up from the dream, I was like, okay, this is either telling me that you trust God or that you don't trust God. And so I'm like, I started thinking about past scenarios and all the times that I was worrying. And I was like, you don't trust God. And that was his reminder. Trust me like you trust your best friend.
Because you ain't asked her no questions.
Exactly. In the dream, you didn't ask her.
You ain't know where y'all was going.
Nowhere.
She could have been taking y'all down by the lake.
Dark.
And you had no idea.
Literally. I had no idea. No, No, for real. Because the crazy part is once we got to once we in the dream, once we got to the destination, she was like, then that's when she explained it. I told you not to step right there because if you would have took one more step, you would have died. Like, it's situations like in that dream, and I'm like, this is real life. Like, it probably was a time in my life where God was like, don't turn left. And had you would have turned left, you would have died. Just situations like that's how clear God speaks to me now. Like, I don't be understanding in the meantime whenever I wake up from the dream, but I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I know that I remember it vividly.
Yes.
And that means something. Mm-hmm. And then later he'll explain, like, trust me like you trust her. Because in the dream, you didn't ask her no questions. And that is true. In real life, if she would have put a blindfold on me and took me somewhere, I wouldn't have questioned nothing. Man, I was like, you know what, God? I would never not trust you ever again.
No, for real.
I would never not trust you ever again. Because what? Would have died? That was real life.
And you just, oh, okay. Okay.
And I'm just, okay. Step left. Okay. Walk straight. Too far. Stop. Okay. That's how much you literally have to trust God. And once you do that, your life will be a lot more smoother and less complicated, like you said.
That's right. That's right. When you prioritize your peace, it's like everything else don't even matter no more. I'm telling you, it's such a good place to be in. And of course, like, you know, I'm still learning that because sometimes I do like stress over things that really don't matter. But since I talk to God on a regular basis, it's like, okay, you know, this is bothering me. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then when I talk to him, it's like, it'll work out. It's no big deal. And I'm like, you're right. Okay, I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything always works out.
Yeah.
Sometimes we put ourselves in situations and don't know how it's going to work out. But it's that reminder of, if you know who your God is, you should know who you are.
Yeah.
Because if God is undefeated and we're made in his image, what that make me?
Hello. That's all we need.
Literally.
Yeah. So how do you think that has anybody in your life influenced your relationship with God, like in a positive way?
My mother. Mm-hmm. That was so easy to answer. My mom. The way she hear God so clearly, I was like, I want that. Because I'm tired of doing stuff my way. Because it ain't working. It ain't working now. And so once you're hungry for something, you know how once you want something, it ain't no stopping. Once you got a craving for that cookie, you're going to go get you that cookie.
That's it.
Like, you don't hesitate on whether or not you're going to go get it or not.
Yeah.
So that's how I got with my relationship with God, and my mom influenced that because she'll be like, Kiki, God told me you got so much favor in your life. And baby, I started to see so much favor.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to hear you like that. What do I need to do?
Because he be talking.
He talks all the time. We just not in a space to listen.
Yeah.
It's just we got so much noise going on and it's so clouded around us. That's why. So she honestly influenced me with building a better relationship with God and my church as well. Because I'm like, okay, guys, you're no perspective person. If you can do them, and I mean in any type of way, my pastor is very blessed and very favored. And I don't know the numbers he in, but God, he's somewhere high. Okay, all he wears is Gucci. I want to get there. I want to get there. And I'm like, what do I need to do? Success leave clues all the time. What did he do? Prioritize God. That was simple. I said, okay, bet. That's what I'm going to start doing.
That's all I got to do? Okay, bet. I'm right behind you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So so there was a young lady, I don't know her personally. Somebody had actually shared her post the other day, and thank God she's okay. But everybody thought that it was her like trying to unalive herself because she was talking about her struggles and how people don't listen to her and how she felt like she was alone. She had 2 kids and she like disappeared. Like nobody knew where she was. Nobody knew like if she actually was successful in, you know, in her life. And sometimes I wonder, like, how do people get in those positions to where they feel like they have nothing else to give? And or they feel like they don't have anybody in their corner where it's worth living for. And so do you feel like maybe sometimes it's a matter of like maybe not talking to God or not going within, finding answers?
Absolutely, because people look for a hunger that humans can't fulfill. Like you're yearning for something that cannot be fulfilled through flesh. That literally comes through spiritual. Like if you're looking for love, like I've been there.
Yeah.
Where I felt like, not in a sense of nobody loves me, but nobody's loving me the way I need it right now. Nobody is loving me, including parents and all. And God was like, because that's my job. You're trying to put my job on somebody that's not capable. And so I definitely feel like that has a lot to do with your relationship with God. I'm always going to bring things back to the Creator because this is where it rooted from. This is where it starts. He's the beginning and the end. So anything else in between, and I'm trying to have you do something that only my Creator can do, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like going, I always use this analogy, like going to an art studio and you see a painting on the wall and you're asking that painting to paint you another picture. That's crazy. You need to go to the artist who created the paint.
Right.
To ask to do
they
this.
Just here.
Exactly.
They just here.
Exactly. And so that's how I look at it now with God. I'm like, you're asking the creation to do something when you need to be asking the Creator to do something.
Yeah.
So everything steers from your relationship with God.
Yeah.
Literally, because He will clear that void, whatever it is that you have, whatever that feeling it is, He will clear that. But because you don't have a solid foundation within Him, it ain't happening.
Yeah. I can definitely, from personal experience, I can definitely attest to that. Because, I mean, I've been depressed before, you know. And then when I look back at when I was going through, like, a dark time, what I was doing, I was literally doing everything, drinking, trying to party, trying to hang out with my friends, trying to avoid being alone, trying to do everything but have that conversation with God.
Yep.
To remedy whatever I was going through. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Yeah. It might have helped for a little bit. It might have made me feel good for a little moment, but like as far as wanting my life to go in the right direction that I wanted to go in, those things were not it. Period. Yeah. So if you could, and I mean, depending on how deep you want to go, friend, have you ever had a dark time in your life where you didn't think you would make it, or have you always kind of like had that faith?
I've always had it simply because who I was around. Mm-hmm. And that was my mom. And if I knew that if she prayed, I was good. As long as she was praying, I was good. When she stopped praying, that's when I needed a good word, but that was never my mom. So I've never been in a position, thank God, to where I felt like this is the end all be all, because I knew I had a mother of faith who could get there. Actually, no, I actually take that back. There was one time I was in my first apartment and I have asthma, or I'm going to speak it as, no, I don't. I had asthma and I didn't have no inhaler. I didn't have no breathing treatment. I didn't have any of that. And stress causes that. This was during COVID. Stress causes that. Baby, I had the worst asthma attack. I got there. She got there. I was like, I thought I was going to die. She said, she was like, it ain't over. And that's what she said. She said, as long as I'm praying, it ain't over. And because I know my prayers reach God, I know it's getting higher than the ceiling. So literally, as long as I know that my mom is praying, I'm good. And now that I have that faith, her prayers is just an additional to mine.
Yeah.
So no, there was never a time where I felt like I wouldn't make it because, and then God has a track record. If you pay attention to it, He's never failed. So what makes me think that He's going to do it? He's going to decide to fail this time.
Right. Yeah.
So He keeps His word every time. He got me out of that. For sure He can get me out of this.
Yeah. Amen. I definitely think, I'm glad you said that, friend, because I think that's why I don't stress out as much as I used to, because I was like, it'll work out. Mm-hmm. Like, I just be so chill and so nonchalant. Cause I like when you think about it, I mean, you live in this life anyway, so why live it in misery? Why even be upset all the time? Why even be stressing all the time? Like, I just be like, whatever, it'll work out. I like literally no matter what it is,
Yeah,
it'll work out. I don't care how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I might feel down today, but it's like, you know what, whatever. I'm maybe I'm just emotional today. It's whatever. It'll blow over. Who cares?
That's what you got to do. You got to confuse the enemy because once he get a hold of your thoughts, he has no control in nothing, but he can help you. Help him.
No, for real. No.
Like,
that's a great way to put it.
He can literally be like, okay, this is her weakness. Let me help her create her own thoughts. Because he don't have control in nothing. You can't create anything but lies. So,
no,
literally, all you confuse the enemy. Even when there are situations, there was a time recently where I had something going on and all I heard was worship. And that's all I was doing. And I'm sure he probably was like, how is this heifer worshiping her God when this is going on? And this is facts right here. But this ain't the ending just because it's facts. And literally confuse the enemy. Do the complete opposite of what you feeling when it's negative.
That's right. Okay. So as far as like the woman that you want to become, the businesswoman that you want to become, where do you, I know I asked you like where you see yourself in like the next 4 to 5 years, but as far as like being a blessing in others' lives, like how do you see that? Like how would you
happening?
Yeah.
So I see, other than financially, I think a lot of it starts with mentally. So I see definitely, now, I don't want to call it a motivational speaker, but I guess that's what it's called, being a motivational speaker to women who don't know who they are, who feel like they're not going to get out of whatever situation that it is. My whole brand itself, business and personal brand, all roots in your mental. Who are you? And if you know who you are, nobody else can tell you who you are. So, honestly, I see me helping women across the states, just speaking. And I don't really have a clear vision of that yet, but I do know that there's a lot of women out here that needs help mentally, as in like, you feel so defeated. You don't even know who you are. And a lot of that steers with not knowing who God is. If you don't know who God is, you for sure don't know who you are.
Right.
Because he ain't even showed you.
Right.
Ain't no way. He has to show you who you are for you to know who you are. So that's honestly what I do. See myself speaking.
I can see that for you.
My mama always called me a prophetess. And so I haven't accepted that yet, just because I'm like, well, God ain't told me that. But yeah. But honestly, it's just speaking life into people is what I would say. Speaking life into people. Yeah. That's how I see it.
So as far as because I know, friend, you're very serious about your friendships.
For sure. When you try to break up with me?
Okay. So when you, not if, but when you get to where you want to be with your brand, because I can see you nationwide, wherever you want to go, friend. Like how far?
That came to my head. Sorry.
Oh my God. You are crazy. So this girl, I'm thinking about the why she churchified like that. Nationwide. Oh my God. So when you get to where you want to be with your brand, who you gonna take with you?
You, of course. Okay. I will take you.
That's what I thought.
No, there are friends that I clearly see taking with me, and that is you for sure, and LaShonda, another close friend of mine.
Hey, LaShonda.
Hey, girl. Simply because our friendship has been tested. It have been tested, and we all serve the same God, and he would never align us with people that doesn't have a purpose in our life. And so that's literally it. I won't say that's it as in people, because there will be more people that come. But no, if you in my circle, best believe if I got money, you got money too. Now you might not have yours tangibly, but
right.
But I'm gonna make sure you in that position to get there. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, this is so random because when you said that, I just brought a thought to my mind. So, like, you know how you see like those posts about somebody being successful, and like maybe a family member coming out and being like, oh, they knew I was struggling, they didn't want to help me, or oh, they didn't do this for me or whatever. And so sometimes I'll be wondering, like, I wonder, how do people make that decision who they want to take with them? And like, because okay, in my head, this is what I'm thinking. So I imagine, like, let's say if I have somebody that's clearly they have like a drive, they have goals, they're working on them. Obviously, to me, if I care about them and their goals, like, I'm going to help them because it's like they're on the right path. They just need a little push, like they need the help or whatever. Yeah. But when people kind of like expect like a handout, do you get what I mean? Like where I'm going with it?
Yeah. So like, are you referring to people that feel like
they're obligated to your success simply because of your relationship with them?
That's them. Yeah, that's their fault. I'm not feeding into that. I'm not looking into that. If God is telling me to be a blessing to you, then absolutely I will be obedient and do that. However, don't nobody owe you nothing. And this is for everybody out there, including your best friend right next to you. Nobody owes you anything. Never go into anybody, because you don't go to Louis Vuitton asking for a discount. Don't come to your friend asking for a discount.
You wouldn't even dare. You wouldn't even dare walk into Chanel.
Exactly.
Gucci.
Because
you walk right on out. You can't afford it.
Absolutely. You gotta look at it now. Think about like when influences started. Mm-hmm. All of them who started together, they now up there. Yep. So that still continues. Mm-hmm. All of your group who is together, they're now up there. Now, granted, there will be people that you have to leave behind simply because they're not going in the same direction as you, and that's perfectly fine. No love lost. Exactly. However, none of my friends owes me anything.
Right. Facts.
No. And that's how you have to go in it. Y'all don't owe me nothing, and I don't owe y'all anything. However, I would love to be a blessing to you if I'm able to. Right. Nobody owe you nothing.
And then, too, I be thinking, like, I understand, most of us don't really understand how, like, money really works. But I'm like, do y'all really be thinking, like, these people can just give out money like that, like, all the time? Like, in order for you to continue that success or have your money in your pocket, you can't just be giving it out to everybody. And they really be thinking, like, oh, just give this person $100,000. You got it. Like, if they did, they would be broke, too. Yeah. That's not how that works.
Or whenever they look at celebrities and be like, you should have gave your money to charity. Baby,
you give your money to charity. How you gonna volunteer somebody else's money?
Exactly.
You do it then.
Cause what is that benefiting me? Literally, like, I know one thing. Whenever I get my money, there's one thing that I will always do, and I'm not even gonna say always as if I have been doing, but I made a promise to myself. 10% goes back to God, because that's literally all he asks for is 10% of your income. The rest of this money, he ain't say give another 10% to charity. No, he did not.
If I feel it on my spirit, but if it ain't,
no. I don't know what else to say. There will always be 10% of my income going to what y'all call a church, but it ain't. After I give it to the church, what they do with it, that's on them. Let God handle them. Mm-hmm. But I'm giving it to God. Here's God, because you letting me borrow this money. Here you go. That's how you have, because he's literally the creator. You're just a manager. Right. A manager can get fired at any time. God could take a blessing away from you so quick and give it to somebody else who know what to do with it.
Yep. For sure.
I don't volunteer my funds that I worked for.
People do it all the time. They be like, oh, this person, like, I know a few years ago somebody had made a comment about Rihanna, and she like, what are you talking about? Like, I give, like, this is what I do. What do you do? Exactly. That's a valid question, because now you volunteering somebody else's money. Girl, how you gonna volunteer my pockets? You don't know what I got going on.
Don't.
I don't know. I just don't get it. And then another thing too is like, for me, I said, okay, if I ever hit the lottery, I don't mind doing this. Like, if I hit the lottery and I'm like, okay, this is how much I want to give each friend or whatever. Whatever you do with that money, that's on you. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to quit your job, hey, you better have a plan, because you're not getting nothing else from me. This is what I said I was going to give you. You better be lucky you getting this. I love you.
Absolutely.
Do as you may.
Even then, I actually had this talk with one of my homegirls. And she was like, I said, honestly, I ain't just giving you the money. What bill do you need? Because I'm going to make sure you don't ever have to get in this position again. If you need your debt pay off, okay, call them.
Cool.
We'll pay it right now.
Bad. We can pay that off.
And then if I want to give you an extra little bit just because, no, I'm literally giving you no choice but to get your life right.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's true. I feel that.
No, because you're not about to call me again and ask for the same issue at the same
Absolutely
amount with
not.
the same issue.
Better figure it out.
You should have took care of that when I gave it to you. So let me help you out. Especially, you have to know the person. Some people is just in a bind and something happened. Right. Yeah. And you know that they're financially responsible and they're going to do that. But for those who like, I just need this, and it's like, I don't mind helping you, but call the people, because I ain't about to just Zelle you no money or Cash App you no money. Call them,
fair.
and we can put it on my card.
Especially if you say you need it paid, right?
And then
so go ahead and get it done.
Call them. One-time purchase, please. after the transaction go through, delete my card. No, you're not getting in this position again. No, I'm your friend and I love you and I want to see you strive. I'm not even about to give you the option to even attempt to fail. No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You ain't got no choice. Here, call them people.
You better get it together. You better figure it out. Like, you better make it work. I don't know what you gonna do or how you gonna do it. You better make it work.
Absolutely.
Well, what you got? Mm-hmm. No, for real. I think that, okay, so I know that your nieces and your nephew are huge in your life. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you see yourself growing as an aunt? Because, like, I know you're very motherly. Mm-hmm. You have very nurturing, very patient. So, how do you see yourself growing as like an aunt? Because I know you love kids.
I do. Making sure that they don't have to go through certain situations financially, mm-hmm. and because not that everything happens for a reason, so I don't regret my past life. Mm-hmm. But if I want to be able to buy my nephew his first car, I want to be able to buy it.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to have to feel like we couldn't do that growing up. You know, like, because back in the day, baby, growing up, if the water was off, we had to boil water. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm making sure that they don't have to live that certain lifestyle anymore, and just setting them up for success, and honestly just showing them love so that when they get it from another woman, yes, coming from their auntie, but I get this, like, literally that's how it was with my mom. It was like, my friends show me love. It's not that I need it because I get it from my mom. It's just an addition. Yeah. Like, that's how I want that to be with them. Let everything in your life be an additional tool. Don't ever allow it to be the thing to make you happy. Yeah. Find that happiness within yourself. Especially, they are so smart. Kids these days, y'all, COVID babies, y'all.
They know everything.
They are so intelligent. Mm-hmm. So intelligent. Like, the other day, my nephew called me and was like, why you ain't come to field day? He said, hey, Kiki, how you doing? I said, I'm good. Mind you, he just turned 9. I said, I'm good. How are you? He said, I'm good. So why you ain't come to field day?
Let's get to business. Let's get to it.
He went straight to it. I don't care about nothing else you got to say. And so I told him. And so he was just like, okay. So he's very understanding, but I'm trying to, like, I love that. Communicate. Get straight to the issue. Yeah. So we can resolve it. So other than financially, honestly, it's just showing them the love that I know sometimes the outside world, they won't get, especially with these little girls. And I'll be telling them, I'll beat her up. I fight kids, too.
Not you fight kids.
I do.
Oh, my God.
Over these ones, I do. So, yeah, that's honestly it. Giving them a life and making sure that they're in a position to where they don't have to lack for their needs. Yeah.
Yeah. I fear sometimes, not really fear, but kind of pray to God about how, I want to be a mother. And I'm like, as much as I have that desire to be a mom, I'm like, what does it look like to be a mom? And it does scare me to be responsible for somebody, not just like financially or anything like that.
Overall.
I think just overall, just who they are, and then like the world that we live in now, it just kind of scares me sometimes. So, and then another thing too, is like in the back of my mind is trying to avoid certain things when like that I experienced growing up. But it's like, well, how do you know you're going to be how you are as a mother if you're not a mother, girl? Like, some things you're going to have to learn through experience.
Yeah, there is no...
But that don't mean you just have a baby. But I'm just saying, like...
No, please don't. Not without no ring.
Like, right.
Not without no ring.
I'm like, that's not what that means.
No, there's no booklet to being a mom.
Right.
There's no read this and you'll become the best mom ever. I don't have kids, but just from the outsider perspectives, everybody parenting is different. Mm-hmm. Yours will be different from somebody else's. So I don't think that should be a fear of yours. I think that that's something you should just let go of until it happens. And even then, when you have it, you're going to do all you can to be the best mom. But don't let that be a worry now.
Yeah.
Because that's future, because you're now projecting negativity on your future before it even happens.
Yeah.
Don't even.
You're right.
Just let that go.
Yeah.
You ain't there yet.
Right. I got to get
a ring first.
Right. We got to get there first, girl. Like, girl, you skipping a few steps.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about things that have not happened, because 9 times out of 10 it won't happen. Mm-hmm. You're going to be like, I thought this was going to happen. That ain't even happen.
You're right. Because it always works out. It always works out. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions for me?
Honestly, no questions. I do just want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I am. I really am proud of you. I see the consistency. I see the hunger, and I see the thrill you get of wanting to become a better woman for you, yourself, and your future family. And it's motivational. Little do you know, like, I'm like, my friend doing it. Let me get my stuff together. Let me be consistent. Let me do this. Like, it does. It creates a hunger in me because I see it. I'm like, the neighbor next to me is doing it. What's your excuse, ma'am? So keep doing what you're doing. And I'm just proud of you as a friend. You started your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
You're continuing it, and you are just being all that you can be right now. And I love that.
Well, I love you, and I appreciate you. Tell them folks how they can follow you, how they can support your brand again.
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Big Boss Experience. On TikTok, personally, Key Shimone, KeeShamone. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel that I'm starting. It's also KeeShamone. And then if you want to shop the journal, the Undefeated Collection, thebigbossexperience.com, understand that life will not defeat you if you don't allow it. You can overcome obstacles that are sent to destroy you because you are created, period, on a leg again. You are created in God's image, and if he is undefeated, so are you. That's it.
Well, I love you, friend. Thank you so much.
Love you too.
So if you want to follow me, follow your girl on TikTok and Instagram at LoveVeeTalks. And if you are interested in being a guest on my show, email me, loveveetalks@gmail.com. Until next time, love y'all. Bye.
Peace.